Also, I just want to say it was the last episode we did. You brought it again. I'm just saying. Hello, welcome back to Please Watch Our Podcast. I'm Connor, and Mitch is here.
And I'm Mitch.
Too.
I'm Mitch. I'm the guy.
Today we are talking about When Harry Met Sally, released in
89.
89, thank you. It stars Bill Crystal, Mayan, Carrie Fisher, Bruno Kirby, Stephen Ford, Lisa Jane. Oh no, I don't know the last name. I got most of them. But the reason we're doing this is, namely, one, I was in a writing course in film school, and they recommend this movie. I'm like, I should see it. And two, it's autumn. Brat summer's over. How was your Brat summer, Mitch? Good?
It was, I'm still not quite clear on what Brat summer is, but yeah, it was.
I think it's just, good. It's just being a brat, you know? That's it.
Of course.
Yeah. I really like this movie. It's really sweet. I wouldn't say it's like, it's one of the top like rom-coms written, and I feel like it started a lot of things too, you know, like a lot of like,
yeah, it's a very well written, well thought out movie.
Yeah. And it was really, really good. First time watching it, and I enjoyed it. You said something really smart last week, and I can't remember what you said, but I really liked it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, so on a little side note, when I went to watch the trailer for this movie, and in the comments of that like the trailer for When Harry Met Sally, there was a girl. Mm-hmm. She clarified she was a girl in the comments. Like, oh yeah, a guy friend of mine told me to watch this movie. And then all the comments are like, oh, he wanted to go out with you. And so, like, I see it. It makes, like, either that or just friends, you know?
No, you don't suggest, especially to your female friends, like, you don't want to fuck them.
Yeah.
But also
I feel like
not, because it's also like, although they ended up that way, you know, like you could still see it as
a friendship, kind of.
Like that they can last as long as you don't go over that ledge. You can last as friends.
Yeah.
Though specifically that example in the movie, they were pretty. They were basically a couple, so it's not a great example.
Yeah. Movie kind of opens with two people kissing. Oh, like a lot.
Oh my god!
Like whatever campus this was, I don't know. I don't really care. And then we meet Sally, and she's honking her horns like, "We gotta go to New York City." And then our main guy, so Harry's like, "Okay, let's go." And they begin on the car ride. Harry's eating some grapes, spitting them out the window. That's nice.
Yeah.
And you know, right away, it's like a road trip. I think it's like 18 hours. And I'm just gonna say it. Meg Ryan is very, like, beautiful person.
She's really hot.
Like, but like also beautiful. Yeah, like I totally get him. Yeah.
Yeah. And Billy, I'm gonna be straight up. He's a charming dude.
Yeah.
He's a charming dude. Wouldn't say he's the most handsome guy.
No, but he has like a wit.
He's
like
charm.
Not a wit, but like
he's charm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
he's incredibly charming. He has charisma. He's funny. He's intelligent. He speaks his mind. He's honest. But he's also he's not a bad looking guy. I just wouldn't say he's like classically handsome. Is probably the word I'd use.
Yeah, we're comparing. Meg Ryan is beautiful. Like, sorry.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to see them side by side and be like, really?
Yeah.
But
Um.
I think for me, it's his pushed back ass hairline. Like he has a
Yeah.
fucked hairline, and
So wait a
it's
minute. I watching that movie. There's been
yeah.
times where my hair looked like that, and I was like, "Fuck."
Oh
Anyways, yeah, yeah. Don't be
well, you
surprised
said it,
in
not
5
me.
years. No, I'm gonna be bald in 5 years. Like, I'm not keeping the hair, unless I'm lazy. Then I don't really care. They go to a diner thing. They go into a diner, and they're talking about like having good sex. And Sally walks into the diner. She's kind of upset because their banter is already happening. And
Mm-hmm.
Sally's like, "I've had good sex," and everyone stopped and looked at her. That's a funny joke. That's like
A
a
lot of the
funny
jokes.
thing.
Yeah,
They're good, yeah,
and they're pretty realistic. Like these aren't.
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't like you at first when you're like, oh, you yelled that out in a restaurant, but then you learn that it's kind of more her character. Like all the way through the
mm,
movie, she never stops doing these things. And it's like, okay, it's who she is. It's not, that wasn't just for the joke. The joke just comes from them
mm,
being their natural selves. And it was just really good.
mm, yeah. Um, I'm trying to figure out. I'm pretty sure I might be wrong, but this was written
Mhm.
by by a woman and directed by a
Efron.
dude. So yeah, so that's kind
Nora
of neat.
Ephron, I
And
think.
then like
She
yes, I
was
think you
one
got it.
of
And then
the
directed by mm,
Bill what's his fucking name?
Rob.
Uh Rob Reiner, I think.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
both very popular famous people. Nora Ephron, she wrote like some of the best rom-coms of all
Roms.
time.
Yeah.
I think she wrote Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh, okay.
And I think she wrote You Got Mail.
I think
Uh,
she did. I'm not gonna. I do.
can't quite remember. Yeah, I can Google it.
Yeah. I just want to
Oh, she
say
did. She did write
they're
You Got Mail.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, their dialogue, like the dialogue in this movie, is so good. Like they instantly have chemistry. From what we are like shown to kind of believe that this is their first time meeting. Sally's friends with Harry's girlfriend, and that's why they're going to go to New York together.
Hmm.
But like right away, chemistry is happening, and then Harry's like, you're beautiful, and I'm like, oh, and they do a beautiful shot of Sally. I'm like, yeah, she is beautiful. And what at this point, how do you feel about Sally and Harry? Sorry,
At what point?
like
I
chemistry
was
wise, how do you feel?
rooting for them the whole time.
Okay,
Like the whole
good.
time it was there. I was like, it's one of the opposite attracts kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
you can definitely see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh. And I guess so. The main thing that Harry's like, men and women can't be friends, and like that really upsets Sally. Do you think that men and women can be friends, right? Like
Yeah,
they're yeah. Like I
kind
also
of.
think that's a thing. Like it's like not like it is like
I
we can
think
be
what he
casual
says has merit. I
friends, but
think
men and
there's
women.
yeah, I think you can be really good friends with you can be friends with women for sure. But I also think
Yeah,
what he says about like if you find someone attractive, our little ape brain is going to keep
we'll
gnawing
go.
at you,
Yeah, yeah,
no matter how much. And it's just up to you to make the choices you want to make. Because your mind is
and
your
I
mind.
think
It doesn't really fucking matter, right? Like you don't owe anyone to explain
yeah.
anything what goes on in your own head. But
Mhm.
your actions that you impose on reality are what define you.
Yeah. And I think the way that Sally saw that is like she thinks like the basic human connections that like men and women just can't have that without like a need for something. I think maybe that's the way that Sally looked. She thought like that's what
Yes.
she thought he was sort of like. So
I think that's also
again
what he was saying. I think
mhm.
he's just also a horny
Okay.
beast. Like he's just
He is very
that was his thing. And he
very
had to
horny.
learn to not be horny.
Yeah, that's
Where
yeah.
she kind of had the opposite journey.
Mhm.
Where like
Yeah.
she no longer found it was I don't know, she never thought it was shameful or whatever. Or
Mhm.
she needed a connection. And that's fine.
Yeah.
A lot of people need that. Um
Mhm.
but I think but then technically the one time she did have it, she did have a connection with the person. So I guess she didn't really evolve much in her, and not evolve in like a good or bad way, just evolve as in change.
Mhm.
She didn't really change from her
Um
view at the beginning.
yeah.
Only he did.
Uh so they get into people being friend like men and women being friends. And then I wrote in my note 5 years. It was a 5 year jump, and then I wrote in my notes 5 years. What is this? Endgame, Avengers Endgames, and then it just kept skipping. Um, Another thing, something that really irritated me about this film, and I don't know about you, but it could just not irritates me. I was just kind of like, they will have these old couple talk about how they met,
I love
and
that. Yeah.
yes, there is elements of cute, like it's cute. I just kind of wish it just didn't keep happening. But that's just
Oh, I
me.
loved it.
I didn't enjoy
I, I
it.
I loved it because it was
Mhm.
trying to show you how relationships come out of nowhere, and no matter
Mm.
what, no matter what your previous history or whatever the fuck you want to talk about it, love takes all forms and sizes. Like one of them was an arranged marriage, one of them was like their eighth marriage, one of them was like they
Mm.
were childhood sweethearts. The other one was like they just met and then like 4 months later they got married. Um, and it's just like one of these things was like
They
love
just
comes out of nowhere and it takes many forms. Um,
mm.
I think was the point of it,
Mm.
so that like uh,
Yeah.
kind of to let you know as you were going through the movie that you're like,
No.
hey, you
Yeah.
know how we're not paying off the drama right now. Like they haven't slept together, they barely kiss. Like
Mm.
we're not paying off. Like we're not at the punchline yet. And I think it was their way of like trying to hint to the audience that it's like, stick with us. The end of the movie is going to be good.
Mm. Mm. And yeah. So yeah, 5 years jumping, and instead of Henry kissing someone, it's now Sally killing one. I was like, oh, I see what you did there. Whoa.
Yeah.
And it turns out they're going on the same plane. And again, their dialogue, just some talking. They have so much chemistry. I'm like, oh, you know, um, it's really sweet. I have no other way to word that, but like, it's really sweet. Um, I
Yeah.
don't know I don't know where I stand on like rom com. If you write good rom com, I'm gonna really enjoy it. If it's bad and it's just like kind of because of course, like with any rom com, is about a relationships they have drama, you know, like, and if the
They
drama's
can, yeah.
bad, I'm not gonna be into it. Like, they don't have to have drama, but like there will be some tension in a relationship in a movie, if you know what I mean.
Oh, in a movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And like when it's bad, I'm not invested. I was very invested in their relationship throughout the whole movie, and yeah. Basically that Harry is getting married. And that really takes Sally back. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they both had this weird connection with each other.
Mhm.
And like anytime you saw them mention someone else, I wouldn't say jealousy, but like worry would come across their faces. Pretty much without fail every time. Even when they were like,
Mm.
we haven't talked to each other in 5 years. And like immediately when they got back together, there was the connection again.
Yeah.
I also think when the connections like that come so easily, it's quite it can be quite scary. When you feel like something very deeply about someone very quickly, it can be terrifying.
Mhm.
It's just it's a very scary feeling to fall, basically almost fall for someone within like I guess it's not that crazy to fall for someone within like an 18-hour car ride, but I mean like right, like am I crazy for saying that? Like if you spent 18 hours learning everything about each other and joking with each other and like doing stuff, I feel like you could definitely,
Okay.
I wouldn't say you fall in love, but you
So,
fall for them.
like, so it's right now, similar situation. It wasn't a 17-hour car ride. It was an 18-hour car. It wasn't an 18-hour car ride. It was a 7-hour car ride. And yeah, I got to know a person well in that 8 hours. My dad was in the front seat driving us, and we chatted a lot. She was also terrified of my dad. Understandable, but hey. So yeah, no, definitely you can not catch feeling, but like chemistry can happen, especially when you're in a small place. And I think it's in like the second time they meet, they're on a plane ride for I don't know how long. But again, that's just them right beside each other, just talking. You know?
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
And then get another. Is it 5 years? It's not 5 years. I don't know the amount.
No,
Of
it goes like 5 years,
jumping.
then like 8 months, and then like 4 months, I think, is the time.
I think
But by
it
the
might
end
be
of the,
like
they're 31
they're in their
at least. I think
So she's 36.
they're around 31, 32. She's not 36.
Yeah. Okay. She's 26 in the first and like the first 5-year jump. And I want to say another 5 years because like after that, it's like not that many jumps. But the reason they do that is because now Harry is getting a divorce. Sally's like not with her anymore.
I think it was
and I
4
thought it was
years.
kind of sad. Let's say 4 years.
I think it's 4 years because that takes them to 30, and then at the end of everything they're 31, 32-ish. Yeah. 4, and then like another year because it went like 8 months, 4 months by the end of the time jumps at the end of the movie, right? It was like months, not years.
Yeah, they're about.
And then she said she was 31. So that makes it a year after what happened. So yeah. Because
the next jump, they're like talking with Katie Fisher. Man, my mind exploded. Carrie Fisher, thank you. And she's like, "You're in 30 now. You know what that means? Your eggs are dropping." I don't know. And then so I was like, "Nope, they don't actually start till you're 36." So that's how we know she's now 30 or around 30. Anyways, I think of like the two kind of like the two friends. So it would be Jess and Marie in this movie. It's seeing that we're talking about them now. What did you think of? Okay, so the two characters that are not Harry and
Jess and
like the two friends, Marie. Yeah. What do you
Jess
think
and Marie.
of their characters?
I I think they deserve each other. They both kind of suck. But they're also very nice. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought they're like.
Would I want to be friends with them? Probably as a couple. They seem pretty
No.
interesting as a couple, but not as
Yeah.
individuals.
Yeah, because this is like I don't know if it wasn't a joke because Sally was very against it, but like the whole time Marie's like, oh, he bought a robe. She bought pajamas
Yeah.
for his wife. They're never gonna divorce. And I'm like,
That
oh
was
my,
so funny.
like, okay. It was funny,
Yeah,
but it was kind of like
she kept going back to married men.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People, if they cheat with you on their partner, or they cheat
Yeah.
on their partner with you, they're gonna cheat on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't date a cheater. It's just
Put that on a t-shirt. Also, basically we found out why well, it was kind of like a fun shot. If they're at a baseball game, I don't know what game they were at. They did waves, like doing waves, and it was a funny
that was
scene. They're talking about
that was so funny.
They're talking about his divorce, and every once in a while they stood up and did the wave. It's like it's good.
Yeah,
it was really sad. It's
talking
really
about
sad.
how she's like, she never even fucking loved me, man. And then they have to stand up and do the wave. And then he's like, yeah. And I realized she's been cheating on me that whole time. Stand up and do the wave. Yeah.
Some people came in, they had all this stuff, wave, and it's like, and then I met the man, and then did one more wave. That's it. Obviously, his is more sad because it's 5 years in a marriage, and it ended because she was cheated on. But I feel like even like Sally's was pretty sad too, right? She took a friend.
Yeah, it was like
a girl, like yeah, and then they're like pointing at that, and then she's like, "What is it? A family?" And then she started to cry. I'm like, "Damn." Now I don't want to have kids, but like if that happened to me too, I'll be like, "Oh, you know what?"
Oh, dude,
yeah,
I would
meet up again.
Children I don't give a fuck about kids. Kids say the dumbest shit. If a kid fucking tells me literally anything, I'm not even kidding you. A kid opens his mouth, half the time I'm barely listening. That's the trick.
Same.
That's how I'm great with kids. You just be like, yeah, that's awesome. And then they're like, well, dude, that was awesome. And then you go on living your fucking day. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. Come to my house. My siblings will climb you like a I don't know. You should meet I want my siblings to meet you because you're very tall and scary looking from a distance.
No. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Charlie would one of my siblings Charlie would love you, so that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I do feel like things definitely I don't know, like they met each other again at the right time, and then they're just like, let's just be friends. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you should just do that. And that's when they started to build like a really good friendship. And I really liked it. It was really good.
It was pretty obvious where it was going. At least.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, it's a what's the word? It's a fucking rom-com, so you knew where it was going when you watched the movie. But I mean, like, even from how they acted with each other, like if you saw that in public, or like if those guys were your friends, you'd be able to be like, oh my god, this is way more than just friendship. Like this is weird, codependent, like you're constantly talking to each other about everything. Like you're in a relationship without sex, essentially. And
let me just I mean, in a movie though, it usually works out. Let me just say that person's on the 8-hour car. Didn't work out, but it was very similar to it's kind of similar, be it that like everyone thought that we were dating. I was like, no. I love the dinner scene where the two friends, like the four people, all go out, eat dinner, and it's a very good, it's very good. I don't want to, very when and they say, "Oh, you love this person," and they just don't click. It was very much that, and I liked that because that happens. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I don't really understand what you just said, but that's okay.
I was trying to say, friends recommend they should go on a date together, and it's just, I feel like that's how
you're matchmaking
90 goes. Yeah, that's how 90% of them goes. I feel like, because it doesn't work. Anyways, sorry.
I mean,
my mind.
I've never been set up on a date. Thank fucking God, because I don't think I'd ever.
Mm.
I don't think I'd ever go on one unless they were really hot. I'm gonna be honest with you. If they were really hot and someone was like, "Hey, go on a date with this person. She wants to go on a date with you." I feel like, holy shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, but pre-phones, like the way they did, fuck that.
No, it's not. Yeah. But yeah, it was just funny though. I did love the scene how it's and they both ran to a taxi, time jump, 4 months later, but they're getting married. They're about to get married. And I don't know. I guess that happens in life. 4 months it all really takes to know it's the one.
I think it was it's just who they are as people.
Yeah.
They fall hard, they fall heavily, and they're kind of they just found the person they want to be with, I would say, yeah, it's pretty hard to find someone like that and marry them in 4 months. But people do it.
Yeah.
And they have happy lives. And one of those stories of the old people was like that. They were like, yeah, we met. And then I was like, fuck, this is the man I want to marry. And then they married 4 months later. So they kind of Chekhov gunned that earlier in the movie.
I see. No, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm trying to think. So Harry and Sally, they're friends, really good friends. They talk a lot all the time. They're getting a gift and they do karaoke. It's cute, but then
and they don't call it karaoke.
Harry meets no, because it wasn't a thing really,
the singing machine.
Yeah. I don't know what. Oh, he meets his ex-wife, and that's kind of awkward. And he kind of
spirals.
Not lose it, but he gets. Yeah, he spirals. Spirals pretty hard. I just want to say, everyone has an okay apartment, and that really annoyed me. But you know what?
Okay, yeah, no, Harry's apartment is fucking nuts. You see how big that main room is? It's fucking massive. For New York, fuck you.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he is a political counselor. Yeah. He's actually probably pretty wealthy.
Yeah.
But fuck you.
And even Sally's house, she was probably the poorest one, but she was working for a big, anyways. She had a nice place, and I'm I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I would love to I wouldn't mind living in a space like that with a roommate, but she's by herself, and that's so nerd. And she's in New York. Very jealous. Yeah. Also, this movie, a lot of movies have made New York it's not been the centerpiece of the movie, but the background of New York is beautiful, and they're just walking in the fall. There isn't a lot. The movie, I feel this movie is very much September, October, December. that time of the year kind of movie,
Yeah.
like fall into this. Yeah, and it's beautiful. But yeah,
It came out in
that
the
was a little
summer.
tangent. Sorry. That's so funny. I love. They're also like their fashion sense is really good.
It's very 80s.
Oh, like yeah, but it works. Like
Very
Harry,
80s.
yeah, Harry cares about what he looks like. But yeah, I guess Harry spirals because he's like, you guys care about everything, but it comes down to like he went for this divorce. People like Murray and Jess, yeah, they're talking about like furniture, and he got really annoyed about that. And I don't know, it was very sweet scene with him and Sally just talking things through and hugging, and then they kiss.
Yeah, and
Pretty
they
sure.
freak.
Yeah.
When do they?
Yeah, they didn't
Oh,
freak yet. Yeah, they don't freak yet.
oh, right. Are we at the? We're at the New Year's kiss, right?
We're close. No, it's like after they get in a fight, they hug. Maybe it's just a hug. I might be wrong, but I thought they kiss. Anyways, right now in my notes, I have Harry needs to
They
stop talking.
after
He's going to
after.
thumple Sally real bad.
Dude,
Yeah, yeah.
every word that came out of his mouth was it was pretty. It wasn't the most. I would say it's pretty insightful, but it wouldn't be say it's the most correct shit. Is probably the way I'd put it.
Mm.
But no,
Mm.
I could listen to Harry talk for like hours. Just the way he thought was very interesting. A very similar.
Mm.
Now that I'm thinking about it, they have very similar tones to if you have seen Before Sunrise with Ethan Hawke and fuck, I can't remember the name. It's Richard Linklater. He did the movie. It's all dialogue, but they have very similar personalities to these two. Just more toned down and more related to like drama. Well, I wouldn't say drama because sorry, different movie. I shouldn't be going on like this, but I wouldn't say drama, but I can't find the right words. But I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to jump to bye guys. No, I'm joking. Do you want to jump to like their New Year's party and they kiss, right? No, it's not. Do you want to jump to their wedding? Their
To
wedding,
their
like the
wedding?
wedding of Jess
Oh,
and
yeah.
Murray's wedding. Yeah. So it was cute. Very 80s. Very 80s wedding.
Mm-hmm.
They gave about something. Again, I feel like they were like debating like they're waiting we're all waiting for that. We all know they need to let it happen. You know what I mean? Like they need to fuck because it's just such tension right now, and they just need to do something about it. Do you know what I mean?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think they both wanted to for a long time, and neither one of them had the courage. But they also both. It's funny because they both pretend to not remember when they first met. The entire movie they do that. They always pretend that they don't remember, and then they keep reminding us of facts that they only could have known if they remembered word for word what had happened the first night. So the moment they saw each other, they knew. And it's just but they also talked about how man and woman couldn't be friends on their first night of meeting. And I think both of them took stances on that conviction and were actually attempting to uphold their stances throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's like
Yeah.
after he had sex with her, he's like staring at the ceiling. He's like freaking the fuck out because he's like, I fucked up. Like, I really wanted
Yeah.
this girl to be my friend. I don't
Yeah.
want to lose her.
Yeah.
But then I just had
Yeah.
sex with her, so I broke my
Can't.
rule.
Yeah. Because again, like Harry is very much just like he says it in the movie too. Like he has sex and then he leaves, and he did that. The reason they had sex, basically, Sally's boyfriend. Also, like this whole time they're dating people. So like a little bit like but yeah, basically Sally's like, yeah, he's getting married. My boyfriend's getting married to the receptionist, and then yeah, they do it, and again, so I think for honestly, like Harry's like just in and out. Like he gets up, he's like, I have to go to work. So do you. We can talk about this at dinner. And yeah, it was just they like I think Harry wanted to ship Sally. I feel like she wanted to have a relationship with him. Or no, I don't know. I don't think so.
I think she absolutely did. I only think she regretted it after the fact when she saw how freaked out he was. And I understand why he was freaked out. Because he kind of like broke his own conviction. He doesn't really know, like, oh fuck, I fucked it all up. Like, I really enjoyed having this friend. Maybe he doesn't say that, but I can maybe assume. And he's just like, fuck. Like, what did I do? I let my dick think. And yeah. And I think she.
Yeah.
But I also think she may have gone through with it in the first place because she was just really sad and needed comfort.
Yeah.
And
Which,
the way he treated her, the way he treated her while she was feeling sad, I don't know, might have done something to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, yeah. I don't know. Very inch. What else happens next? They kind of stop talking. Like, not really, though. Like,
they do.
They don't know they stand. Like, they want to still be friends. But at the same time, they're both like, I think, they both kind of
crossed
know
the
now.
line. They crossed the line and they can't get over it. It's out there. Like how it's actually very now that I'm thinking about it, it's a very good callback to when they were talking at the very beginning of the movie when he's like, oh, was that a come on? Why can't I just say you're hot without it being like a come on? And then she says, once it's out there, it's out there. Like, you can't take it back. And that's what I think went through them, was that, like, it happened. You can't fight it. Like, it just happened. You can't ignore it. But they did ignore it. They ignored each other so that they could. Well, technically, she ignored him. Which it wasn't the best choice, but I can understand.
I'm just gonna say, I kind of thought it was funny how they're two friends who are married now, are in bed. And they're like just having a conversation to their two other friends. It was cute. I thought it was cute. Carrie Fisher did a great job in this movie. Love her. I don't know. I thought like the phone call after the sex was funny. Don't you think?
Oh, that was one of the best scenes. I loved both those split screen scenes over the phone were very funny.
Yeah. It's very much. I feel like it's kind of like it's a show like when people like just like a talk after something happens involving another person. Like you kind of do need to talk about it. This is how you're feeling. You have someone there to talk to. I've done it. I message people when things didn't go well. Very relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to embarrass myself on my fucking podcast. But yeah.
Don't. I can't. Trying to
I mean, it's
think.
not that embarrassing. It's mostly just me. But I mean, like,
You can tell. You can tell. We haven't been talking for that long.
I guess.
If you want. If you want.
No, it's not like that embarrassing. Like, it's nothing crazy. It was just like, it was mostly like I just muted my mic by accident. It was just a bit awkward on my end. I went on a date with this girl, and she kind of very, now that I'm remembering, very clearly wanted me to kiss her, and he just knew it. And I went to my friend's house. I laid on her kitchen floor, and I stared at the ceiling for about 2 hours while she was like, dude, you're fine. Like, does she want to go out again? Does she want to go out again? I'm like, yeah, she does. But I mean, like, what the fuck was I doing? And then I think we watched Fault in Our Stars that night at her place. That was funny.
Oh, that's
because I was like, fuck this. I was like to her, I was like, I want to drink or whatever the fuck. I feel like shit now. Well, what are you doing tonight? And she was like, well, I'm not doing anything. Do you want to watch a movie? I was like, okay. And then she put on the saddest fucking movie possible, and I cried. And now, like, what the fuck? I felt like shit, and then now I feel like shit for a different reason.
Yeah, that's a good movie. We should watch that or not.
Fuck no.
They made a movie called It's You that.
Shut the fuck up.
It's called All the Way Down. Okay.
Is it about terminally ill people falling in love and then dying?
No, I believe it's about a girl with OCD solving a murder. I might be wrong though.
How
it's not the same.
Fuck is that the same thing?
It's by the same guy. Written by the same guy.
Oh, written by the same guy.
Yeah.
John Green?
Did I say gone? Yeah.
I love the Green Brothers.
They're so good. They can come on the podcast if they want. We can watch a movie.
I think they're a bit busy.
Yeah, one day. But yeah, they did a lot of like beautiful landscape shots when they're both kind of just like sad landscape shots in their room. Again, Harry has like a beautiful
couple of Twin Tower shots.
Yeah. They made it 2 weeks in a row.
That happens pretty much.
9/11.
I didn't mention 9/11. I didn't. You're the one who brought it up. I just talked about the Twin Towers. I just talked about the Twin Towers.
We can both mention.
I didn't say anything about the horrible tragedy.
Yeah, I also.
Yeah, that's on you, dog.
We're 40 minutes in. I want to apologize for my statements in our last week episode. I don't know what I was talking about. It was kind of like.
Wait, what'd you say last week?
I listened to my. I was like, I think the reason that movies got grounded because of 9/11. I was like,
yeah.
Like,
I was trying so hard to be like, what?
No, like you should have stopped me.
Well, I was like, there could have been something really fucking like insightful about that, and I was like, okay, yeah, it changed the whole zeitgeist of travel, American security, border security. It did. So there's no reason it couldn't.
There's like, I was trying to connect it, but like I fucked it up real bad, and I listened to our podcast edit clips. And I listened to that, and I was like, oh. And then you were just like, okay. You're like, okay. Oh. Okay. I'm like, I was like 9/11, and then just kept talking.
Yeah, I didn't want to like shut you down because I talk for a while sometimes on these things, and
You're
I don't.
So good.
And you don't shut me down. and I just don't want to be like you're spouting bullshit.
It was like it wasn't good. Anyways, I'm apologizing now. Anyways, they eventually were almost.
Like 4 podcasts ago, I said America deserved 9/11, so I think you're fine.
Yeah.
I think on the scale of bad things saying, and don't know why I brought it back up because I could have just let that die. But
of 9/11.
Oh, you know what? I'm still sticking to it, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Explicit opinion of please watch our podcast.
There we go.
You know, we write this on our tax breaks. We write this on our T4.
Mm-hmm.
We write this. This is on our website. The explicit opinion of please watch our pod. We should probably get a website.
We should get there's another podcast called Talking Pictures Pod. They have a LinkedIn, and I'm like, we should do that.
Yeah.
We need to be more professional. I need to change our bio for this podcast because I have it like 2 people talk about movies, and I mentioned that I have dyslexia, and I looked at that, and I was like, oh, it was funny in the moment, not now. Anyways,
you should. Yeah. My doctor prescribed me a prescription for daily sex. It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's the same letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of assumed. I didn't put it in my head, but I assumed. Don't do spelling jokes with me.
Yeah, I guess the joke about dyslexia kind of falls flat on people with dyslexia.
Yeah. I try my best to use my...
My bad.
You're so good.
My bad. My bad. It's reductive rhetoric. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Also, we have 40 YouTube subs. Thank you.
Let's go.
We need 60 more to talk about the Hobbit animated movie. Please.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I need this. Okay. That was 15 minutes.
We love Lord of the Rings.
Things. We love Lord of the Rings. We love Star Wars.
We love Lord of the Rings.
Star Wars.
Literally anything fucking nerdy and fantasy, I'm in it. I've been in it. I will continue to be in it. Like dead ass. Send us anything about anything with nerd shit.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it 100% of the time.
Yeah.
We love Doctor Who. Hold on.
We love Doctor Who. I think December might do like a mini episode where we talk about the Christmas special for like 30 minutes and then end it or longer. But that's my plan for December. Also, we like scary things too, guys. We're not done yet. The movie.
Are we done?
What happens next?
My god.
We're not. No, they're still upset. They're so sad.
Oh, they fuck each other. They get all pissed at each other, and then in true rom-com fashion, the guy realizes he's been such a piece of shit, and he's like, he's sprinting through the city of New York, and of course the fucking cab driver's never gonna stop for me, so I gotta run.
Never.
And he runs, and he's slightly sweaty by the time he gets to the place. He gets to the place where Sally is, and as Sally's leaving because no one wants to kiss her, well, actually, a ton of people want to kiss her. She just doesn't want to kiss anyone else.
She's fucking hot.
She's so fucking hot.
She's so hot.
And then fucking Billy Crystal shows up, and he's like, "I love you, bitch." I'm
never gonna stop loving you.
I'm never gonna stop loving you,
bitch.
And then she's like, "You can't just say I love you and make it all go over well," which is fair, totally true. You can't just like dump all that shit on someone and expect them to change. But then he was like, "Okay, let me tell you why I love you. I love it while your nose crinkles. I love it when you're, what did he say? Like 71 degrees is cold for you. I love it takes you an hour to order your shit." And he takes out like little things about what he loves about her. And I mean, like, would that work on you? Cute. Hold on. Would that work on you? Like if you were really pissed at someone and then someone broke down what they loved about you.
I feel like, gosh, I don't know, man. Like in a public place and they did that, it's like, okay, great. Like, I want to go home. again, this is a movie.
I'd fold.
Yeah,
I'd fold
I would.
so
You would
hard.
fold. I don't know, man. Like,
No,
I don't
he
like
came up to me and was like, A, B, C, D, E, is why I love you. I'd be like, damn, she got
being
me.
honest. I don't know. Feel like there'd be an understanding, but again, I never really. I don't know. I don't want to be sad, but I've never been in that situation. So,
No, neither have I, bro.
Anyways,
I think
if
the
it
amount of men that
you know what? Yeah,
confessed to are probably pretty low.
yeah. I feel like if it was a girl and I was confessing to her, she could definitely say no, understand her. But if she confessed that to me, I would say, "Oh my gosh, yeah, thank you."
I feel like if someone said no, I'd probably be like, I'd be totally okay with it, but then I'd probably make like a joke that would be so inappropriate, and then I'd have to leave. I'd be like, "All right, bye. Gonna go kill myself now," and then walk off.
I was gonna be like,
I'd be
say
fine.
no.
I'd be fine. Like I truly, I'm so fine with them saying no. But like,
no, yeah.
Well, it depends on the person. Like, let's be honest. We can all say it's fine to say no up until now, but like, if you truly, really, really want this person, you're gonna try a little harder.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
respect.
Yeah, you can respect their decision.
If someone say no to me, I respect that. Am I gonna cry? Yeah, that's fine.
Oh no, I'm getting drunk.
I mean, probably drunk, but I'm also gonna cry. It's fine. Don't worry.
I'm gonna go to a bar, get pissed drunk, pick a fight, and get my ass kicked.
Smart.
That is the tried and true method of getting over a woman is getting the shit beat out of you.
And then having a good cry. And then you have a reason to cry. Men.
Yeah. I cry like dogs. I cry all the time. I cry like dogs. Or my own death, but that's a different thing. Do you ever mourn yourself?
Cry.
Okay, we're done. We're done.
Yeah. Beautiful movie. They kiss and like, yeah. And then they get married. And you're like, yeah. So I'm assuming they have like a dunk, like it's just people talking about their love, and then they made a movie. Sorry, I'm trying to say mine is like saying right now. Very sweet movie. I'm also just letting you know, Mitch. I went to our first episode we recorded together. You did 10 out of 10. Also, guess what?
Okay.
I got a notification on my phone. I get notifications on my phone when a year happened from pictures I took, and I got a notification on my phone today, and it was the mine pictures. And that's where I met you. Okay. That's where I met you. Yeah. So we known each other for about a year.
A year now. Crazy.
Yeah. It feels way longer, just to be honest.
What the fuck? Yeah. What the fuck does that mean? You piece of shit.
No, like not in a bad way.
What the fuck? No.
I feel like I've known you longer. Listen, all it took was one.
Yeah, one hour with you is like 4 hours in real life.
Fuck you. All it took was one Jesus joke of you holding lights, and we were set.
Right. Yeah, I was sweating so fucking much. If Jesus sweated a little more, he might have slipped right off the cloth.
He was nailed to the cross. He was sweating.
Okay, he didn't try hard enough. I would have pulled my shit through those nails. It would have hurt like a bitch, but I would have done it.
There's like a whole thing about it. Anyways, you can.
No, I know why. I know why. Like I know, like I get it. Like I'm not trying to like nag fucking Jesus Christ. I'm just joking around.
We love Jesus on the Please Watch Our podcast.
I mean, the guy he's all right. He does whip a couple people. Doesn't he give slaves back to their masters at one point? I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Isn't his best friend like a prostitute? Okay, whatever. Yeah.
She was.
Did they freak? They should have freaked.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
Bible would have been a better story.
Yeah. It's confusing because their moms, his mom's name's Mary, and then he met Mary Magdalene, and that's like the person.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also
And they're like,
was the first
kind
one
of in
to
love,
see,
but not really in love.
Well, like I'm sure it's.
Isn't
I'm
there
sure
like
she loves
apocryphal
him.
text? There's
Well,
also like
like okay,
apocryphal text about them
I
being
don't
married
know.
or whatever.
What I know for sure is that she was the first one to see him raised out of that tomb. So
Damn. And she was like, I'm giving up whoring.
that's
I'm giving it
yeah.
up.
Well, she already did that. Anyway, she
Oh,
also
okay,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure. Team, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure she washed his feet with her hair. And then I went to church once, and I
What?
had there's a priest, and we just redo this every year at church. There's once like an old altar server who was like not an adult and an old priest, like pretty old priest, and she cleaned his feet with her hair. It's like that's kind of weird. But you know what happened? Do you want to get a rating for this movie?
Yeah. Okay, so do I still do it? I'm doing it out of 5. Fuck off.
Forever?
Yeah, I'm sticking to it this time. Fuck off.
Okay.
It's the 5-star system.
Okay,
It works
okay.
good enough for these morons. It works good enough for me.
Perfect.
Let's go with. This was a 4.3. Shitty wagon wheel coffee tables out of 5.
Do you hear that clap? I love that. That was so good. Okay, my little Letterboxd review. Beautiful film, chemistry, wonderful. Like dialogue is so funny. You can quote it, like in a room. It's so good. Like if you haven't seen it, would recommend. Beautiful landscaping. I wish I could afford an apartment in New York. That's it. Yeah.
I don't. I'd get shot. I'm too big of a target.
I think next week is October, I believe. Not our next podcast will be in October. So we're bringing back a very spooky podcast. And we're gonna
spooky.
Very spooky. You're so good. So I think we're gonna try every week to do an episode. Don't expect a lot of short clips unless I think there's something funny. I believe we're starting with Scream. I might be wrong. Anyways, we have a email that you can send us recommendations at pleasewatchourpodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email. You can say something nice. Be like, you guys are kind of quirky.
Yeah. Send us an email and be like, yo, Mitch sounds so fucking hot. And I'm like he's like so sexy and cool and like shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can do that with Connor too. I don't care. But I mean, like, do it with me.
And we'll read it on the podcast. Well, I'll read it on the podcast. And that'll be kind of fun, I guess.
Yeah, and next week I will be washing Connor's hair with my feet. Other way around. So
yeah. Your hair, you have long enough hair to wash my feet.
No. I'm washing your hair with my feet.
I see. Also, team, we got an Instagram, we got a TikTok. We're never getting a Twitter. We're on.
I'll get don't ever give me a fucking Twitter account. I've gotten banned off Twitter.
I'm not doing it. Nice. It wasn't if you guys
great.
Found us on TikTok, cool beans. I don't know. You should go back on. You should email Elon Musk personally and be like, hey man, let me back on.
Oh, I did. I'm back on Twitter. But I had to delete my tweet.
Okay.
Something about inciting violence or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it happens. Subscribe to our YouTube channel too, so we can get to 400 or whatever. I need to turn this off. Have a great day, night, evening. We love you. Bye.
Bye.